The Sūtra on Impermanence 1, translated by Sakya Pandita Translation Group, under the patronage and supervision of 84,000 translating the words of the Buddha, and read by Angus Cargill. Homage to all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Thus did I hear at one time. The Bhagavan was dwelling in Shravasti, in Jeta's Grove, Anityatāsūtra's park, along with a large monastic assembly. The Bhagavan addressed the monks as follows. Monks, 4 things are appealing, singled out, considered valuable, pleasant, and highly appreciated by everyone. What are those 4? Monks, good health is appealing, singled out, considered valuable, pleasant, and highly appreciated by everyone. Good health, however, ends with sickness. Monks, sickness is neither appealing, nor is it singled out, considered valuable, pleasant, or highly appreciated by anyone. Monks, youth is appealing, singled out, considered valuable, pleasant, and highly appreciated by everyone. Youth, however, ends with the aging of the body. Monks, the aging of the body is neither appealing, nor is it singled out, considered valuable, pleasant, or highly appreciated by anyone. Monks, prosperity is appealing, singled out, considered valuable, pleasant, and highly appreciated by everyone. Prosperity, however, ends with its decline. Monks, the decline of prosperity is neither appealing, nor is it singled out, considered valuable, pleasant, or highly appreciated by anyone. Monks, life is appealing, singled out, considered valuable, pleasant, and highly appreciated by everyone. Life, however, ends in death. Monks, death is neither appealing, nor is it singled out, considered valuable, pleasant, or highly appreciated by anyone. Thus spoke the Bhagavan, the Sugata, and having spoken, the teacher added these words. Good health is impermanent, youth does not last, prosperity is impermanent, and life too does not last. How can beings, afflicted as they are by impermanence, take delight in desirable things like these? When the Bhagavan had thus spoken, the monks rejoiced and praised his words. This completes the Sutra on Impermanence. The Sutra on Impermanence 2. Homage to all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Thus did I hear at one time. The Blessed One was staying in Shravasti in Jeta's Grove, Anityatāsūtra's park, along with a great community of monks numbering 1,250. Then the Blessed One addressed those monks. Monks, all conditioned states are impermanent, uncertain, unreliable, subject to change. This being the case, monks, one should become disgusted with, indifferent to, not fixated upon, and liberated from all conditioned states. For all beings, all spirits, and all that draw breath, life indeed concludes with death, has its limit in death, for there is nothing that is born that will not die. Monks, those wealthy householder families, wealthy Brahmin families and wealthy warrior families who are of great wealth, of great affluence, having an abundance of jewels, rubies, pearls, beryl, conch shells, crystal, coral, gold, silver, and luxuries, owning an abundance of treasuries and storerooms of money and grain, having an abundance of male slaves, female slaves, servants and laborers, and having an abundance of friends, counselors, relations, and relatives, even for them life concludes with death, has its limit in death, for there is nothing that is born that will not die. Monks, those consecrated kings and warriors who have obtained strength and power through sovereignty over the people, who dwell having conquered the great circumference of the earth, even for them life concludes with death, has its limit in death, for there is nothing that is born that will not die. Monks, those sages who are forest hermits, whose livelihood consists of fallen fruit, who eat fallen fruit, who are nourished by fallen fruit, even for them life concludes with death, has its limit in death, for there is nothing that is born that will not die. Monks, those gods of the realm of desire, the gods of the heaven of the 4 great kings, the gods of the heaven of the 33, the gods of Yama heaven, the gods of Tushita heaven, the gods of the heaven of delightful emanations, and the gods of the heaven of control of enjoyments created by others. Even for them, life concludes with death, has its limit in death, for there is nothing that is born that will not die. Monks, those gods of the form realm, those who have obtained the first jhana, that is, those who attend Brahma, those stationed before Brahma, those in the assembly of Brahma, and those great Brahma gods, those who have obtained the second jhana, that is, those of limited radiance, those of immeasurable radiance, and those who are radiant ones, those who have obtained the third jhana, that is, those of limited splendor, those of immeasurable splendor, and those of complete splendor, those who have obtained the fourth jhana, that is, those who are unclouded, those with abundant merit, those with great fruition, and those who have a nature that is free from perception, and those gods of the pure abodes, that is, those who are relatively not great, those without trouble, those of excellent appearance, those of excellent observation, and those who are highest, even for them life concludes with death, has its limit in death, for there is nothing that is born that will not die. Monks, those gods of the formless realm, those gods belonging to the sphere of the infinity of space, those belonging to the sphere of the infinity of consciousness, those belonging to the sphere of nothingness, those belonging to the sphere of neither perception nor non-perception, even for them life concludes with death, has its limit in death, for there is nothing that is born that will not die. These are the 3 worlds. Monks, those arhats whose negative influences have been exhausted, who have fulfilled their duty, who have done what is to be done, who have laid aside their burdens, who have reached their own goals, those for whom the fetters of existence have been exhausted, whose minds have been completely liberated by proper, highest knowledge, those who have obtained the excellent perfection consisting of complete mastery of thought, even for them their pleasing bodies are subject to being given up. Monks, those pratyekabuddhas living alone like a rhinoceros, who live in crowds, who master themselves alone, who pacify themselves alone, who enter parinirvana themselves alone, even for them their pleasing bodies are subject to being given up. Monks, those tathagatas, arhats, complete and perfect Buddhas, mighty with the 10 powers, worthy of admiration, roaring a true lion's roar, confident in the 4 confidences, confidence in ascending dharmas, confidence in all their teaching, confidence in comprehending the path to nirvana, and confidence in their effort for the knowledge of exhausting negative influences, their bodies strong-limbed and firm like Narayama, even for them their pleasing bodies are subject to being given up. Monks, just as pots made by potters, whether unfired or fired, are destroyed, conclude in destruction, it is exactly so, monks, for all beings, all spirits, and all that draw breath. Life indeed concludes with death, has its limit in death, for there is nothing that is born that will not die. So said the Blessed One. After the Sugata said this, the teacher spoke further. Alas, conditioned states are impermanent, subject to arising and decaying. Having arisen, they are sure to be destroyed. Happiness is to bring them to rest. What joy, what pleasure is there in a conflagration? You dwell, having entered into darkness. Why do you not seek for a lamp? Just as clay pots that are made by the potter all end in destruction, so it is with the lives of beings. Just as ripe fruit is forever in danger of falling, so it is with beings born of conditioned states, always afraid of death. All that is accumulated is exhausted in the end. What is elevated falls in the end. Unions end in separation. Life indeed concludes with death. So said the Blessed One. The assembly was delighted, and those monks rejoiced at the speech of the Blessed One. Here ends the noble Sūtra on Impermanence.